Okay, so you might have seen our next speaker in the news or even on VG Snapchat stories, unless you haven't thrown away your phone or your all of your social media accounts. So she noticed early on that cute animals and babies are staples in advertising, product designs, and donation campaigns, and she wondered how people respond emotionally to these images. This is why she studied the emotional responses to cuteness in her master's thesis at the University of Oslo, which, of course, caught the attention of many media outlets. And today, Kamilla will present the results of her master's thesis. So please give a big hand for Kamilla Knutsen Steinnes.
For those of you here tonight who use any kind of social media, you've probably come across content like this. Cute animals are immensely popular online. Personally, I get tagged in kitten videos on a daily basis, and I like it. In fact, sometimes I like it so much that I feel overwhelmed by my emotional response to these videos. And a quick Google search tells me that I'm not alone, as you can tell by reading these excerpts from Urban Dictionary. So millennials, I'm looking at all of you, might say they experience cuteness overload, but most people have difficulty naming their emotional response. And there is actually no English or Norwegian word for this emotion, yet. But despite an established label, the emotion typically evoked by cuteness is widely recognized by marketing professionals and exploited in commercial and charity advertising, environmental campaigns, and product design, which in turn influence donation, activism, purchasing, and consumption behavior. The influence of this emotion is even expanding into the professional job market, creating full-time jobs and giving rise to countless celebrity pets. So we know cuteness is widespread. But what is it exactly that we find or perceive to be cute? So as an academic construct, cuteness may be defined as visual, infantile characteristics in a person or an animal, such as large eyes, a small nose and mouth, a round face, and clumsy and a bit awkward movements. These features are thought to evoke a caretaking response in the perceiver. More specifically, cute features tend to signalize youthfulness, vulnerability, and innocence, which are all aspects appealing to our helpful nature. In that sense, there's an evolutionary advantage to cuteness in that cute offspring have increased chances of survival. And multiple studies indicate support for this caretaking hypothesis as a behavioral outcome of cuteness, but we know very, very little of the emotional reaction evoking such behavior. So that brings me to the emotional construct of Kamilla, which was conceived by the Kamilla lab at the Department of Psychology here at the University of Oslo. Kamilla motivates prosociality, or helping behavior, and is evoked by a sudden intensification of communal sharing, which can be described as a dyadic relationship characterized by unity and trust. Kamilla Kamilla is commonly labeled in English as being moved or touched or heartwarming, and common sensations include goosebumps, moist eyes, feeling choked up, or putting a hand to one's chest. And stimuli that typically evoke Kamilla may be watching a reunion scene between a family at the airport or listening to a beautiful speech in a wedding. Kamilla is also evident in the entertainment industry and is frequently evoked by mainstream media, such as in movies by DreamWorks, which tend to involve some cuteness. So we hypothesized that cute features are also stimuli that may evoke this predominantly positive social emotion. So we carried out exploratory, semi-structured interviews and observations at animal shelters, and later on experiments testing this, and the data supported our assumptions. So I'm just talking about the experiments we did. So in the first experiment, we found that both Americans and Norwegians typically experience kamamuta in response to YouTube videos of cute animals, 40-second videos of animals. In our second experiment, we found that 2 animals showing signs of communal sharing, which are the triggers of kamamuta, such as cuddling or playing with each other, evoked more kamamuta than the same 2 animals not paying much attention to one another. Data also suggested a type of anthropomorphism going on, which is an attribution of human characteristics and behaviors to animals. So, taken together, we essentially found that cute animals move us emotionally, and that 2 baby animals are cuter and are more humanized than 1, and effectively appeal more to our emotions. So, on one hand, we have this kamamuta emotion, a positive, feel-good emotion that we want to experience again and again, and together with other people. So we actively seek out stimuli that can evoke it. On the other hand, we have videos and pictures of cute kittens, puppies, and babies, which are commonly viewed, liked, and shared on social media. And since we find that such content typically evokes kamamuta in the perceiver, at least in our sample, then this emotion might be a contributing factor as to why cat-related content are so prevalent and popular online. In fact, it seems that tiny furry kittens are a huge phenomenon, huge, and hard to resist, even for haters, losers, and for someone who's reportedly been endorsed by tough guys. I want to leave you with this last slide here as a food for thought and tell you that although seemingly innocuous, cuteness as a characteristic has been termed by scholars as one of the most fundamental influences determining our choices and behaviors. Thank you.